Hi, welcome to this Engineering Mathematics Review series by Philbit, Jam and Learn. For this lecture, we will talk about algebra and its basic properties. First, we have equality of real numbers. For all real numbers a, b, and c, we have the following property. Number 1, reflexive property. A is equal to A. Number 2, symmetric property. If A is equal to B, then B is equal to A. Number 3, transitive property. If A is equal to B and B equal to C, then A is equal to C. Number 4, addition property. If A is equal to B, then A plus C is equal to B plus C, and C plus A is equal to C plus B. Last, multiplication property. If A is equal to B, then A times C is equal to B times C, and C times A is equal to C times B. Next, we have trichotomy property. For any two real numbers A and B, exactly one of the following relationships must hold. Number 1, A and B are equal. Next, A is less than B. Then last is A is greater than B. Addition and multiplication of real number properties. Here, we let A, B, and C are real numbers. Number 1, associative property. For addition, we have quantity A plus B plus C is equal to A plus the quantity B plus C. For multiplication, we have quantity A times B times C equals to A times the quantity B times C. Commutative property. For addition, we have A plus B equals to B plus A. For multiplication, we have A times B equals to B times A. Distributive property. A times the quantity B plus C is equal to A times B plus A times C. Also, quantity B plus C times A is equal to B times A plus C times A. Closure property. For sum, A plus B is real because we have a real numbers. Say, the sum of 1 and 2 is the real number 3. And also, for the product, A times B is also real because the product of 1 and 2 is the real number 2. Next, identity property. For addition, for any number added by 0, the corresponding answer is that number. Say, B plus 0 is equal to B, and 0 plus B is equal to B. For multiplication, any number multiplied by 1 is that corresponding number. So B times 1 is equal to B, and 1 times B is equal to B. Last is the inverse property. Any number added by its inverse, say B plus negative B is equal to 0, and also negative B plus positive B is equal to 0. For multiplication, B times 1 over B is equal to 1, and 1 over b times b is also equal to 1. Next property is the products property. Multiplicative property of 0. For every real numbers a times 0 is equal to 0, and 0 times a is equal to 0. Multiplicative property of negative 1. For every real numbers a times negative 1 is equal to negative a, and negative 1 times a is equal to negative a.
Quotient property. The quotient A divided by B is written as A over B, or A divided by B, where B is not equal to 0. To divide by any non-zero number, multiply by its reciprocal. So A over B is equal to A times 1 over B. Since 0 has no reciprocal, division by 0 is not defined. Properties of negatives. Negative times negative x is equal to positive x. Negative x plus negative y is equal to the negative times the quantity x plus y. X minus y is also equal to x plus negative y. Negative 1 times x is equal to negative x. Negative x times y is equal to x times negative y, which is equal to negative xy. Negative x times negative x is equal to positive xy. Negative x over y is equal to x over negative y equals to negative x over y. Negative x over negative y is equal to positive x over y, provided that y is not equal to 0. The identity elements. A plus 0 is equal to A. 0 plus A is equal to A. A times 1 is equal to A. 1 times A is equal to A. The number 0 is called additive identity element, and the number 1 is called the multiplicative identity element. The inverse elements. For every real number A, there exists a real number negative A, such that A plus negative A is equal to negative A plus A equal to 0. There also exists a real number 1 over A, provided that A is not equal to 0, such that 1 over A times A is equal to A times 1 over A equals to 1. The number negative A is called the additive inverse, or the negative of A. The number 1 over A is called the multiplicative inverse, or the reciprocal of A. The hierarchy of the number system. It starts with the complex number, which is composed of a real number and an imaginary number. In real number, there is so-called rational number and irrational numbers. Under the rational number, we have integers, which is also composed of natural numbers and the negative numbers, and 0. Definitions of terms. Complex number. Number that can be expressed in the form of a plus bi. Real numbers is any number that can be represented by a decimal. Imaginary number are numbers that contains imaginary I. I is equal to the square root of negative 1 and I squared is equal to negative 1. Rational numbers. Numbers that can be expressed as a fraction of two integers or terminating decimals or non-terminating repeating decimals. Examples: 3, 2/3, 1/3, 4/7, etc. Irrational numbers. Numbers that can be expressed as a fraction of two integers, which is a non-terminating, non-repeating decimals. Example: square root of 7, pi, e, etc. Radical numbers. Numbers that involve radical signs, such as square root of 6, cube root of 20, fourth root of 50. Prime number. Integer greater than 1 that is divisible only by 1 and itself. Example: 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17. Variable is a symbol that represents an unspecified member of the set. Constant is a symbol that represents just one object. Unary operation is an operation performed on a single object. Binary operation is an operation performed on two objects. Composite number is any positive integer that is not 1 and is not a prime number. Equivalent inequalities are inequalities that have the same solution set. Surd is an irrational radical numbers. The values of Roman numerals. I is equal to 1. V equal to 5. X equal to 10. L equal to 50. C equal to 100. D equal to 500. M equal to 1000. Prefixes. Numerical prefixes. 10 raised to 1 is deca. 10 raised to 2 is hector. 10 raised to 3 is kilo. 10 raised to 6 is mega. 10 raised to 9 is giga. 10 raised to 12 is tera. 10 raised to 15 is peta. 10 raised to 18 is exa. Base units. 10 raised to negative 1 is dc. 10 raised to negative 2 is centi. 10 raised to 3, negative 3 is milli. 10 raised to negative 6 is micro. 10 raised to negative 9 is nano. 10 raised to negative 12, pico. 10 raised to negative 15 is femto. 10 raised to negative 18 is atto. If you find this video helpful, please do not forget to like, drop your comments, and click the subscribe button. Watch out for more Engineering Mathematics Review Series by Philbit Jam and Learn.